I wanted to share with you what I experienced and learned during a recent Kambo session. Kambo is a frog medicine that you use to remove unwanted things from the body, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, by clearing out blockages. My intention when I began the ceremony was to work on the areas within where I self-sabotage, areas where I am my own worst enemy. I've made significant strides in this area throughout the years, but there is still deep-seated programming that can be hard to eradicate, like an invasive weed. I have recently been recovering from surgery, and the stillness needed to heal quickly exposed a new layer to this programming. My husband was my practitioner. He holds space so beautifully by reflecting nothing but unconditional love combined with really seeing, honoring me for who I am. Part of the ceremony involves clearing with mapacho, which is Amazonian tobacco. It is used to clear the energy field and protect the chakras and nervous system. It's an incredible plant medicine that we both have found we are able to connect to easily and deeply. As he blew the smoke down my spine to protect my nervous system, I could feel the jungle. It was surging through my veins, and it felt like a heartbeat within my body and sounded like a drum. I saw my Mayan guides, received a split-second download, and knew at that moment I was being called home. I felt my eyes fill with tears, and I told my husband that my intention for the ceremony had changed. He looked at me questioning, and I said, "My new intention is to go home. I just want to go home." As the incredible space holder that my mate is, he simply asked, "What does that mean? What is home?" Tears fell freely as I struggled with the words. I tried to explain how I felt the jungle and the Mayan guides that came in a year ago while I was clearing me. A year ago, they came in while I was in Cozumel, Mexico, working with the underwater pyramids. Over the past year, they have shown me my life with the Mayans and how I assisted with the group that was able to shift frequencies and realities, thereby disappearing from the collective. I was able to help people bridge from one reality to another. This ancient knowledge is stored within my cells and is being activated bit by bit. During the week I spent in Cozumel, I didn't get much sleep, as each night I would wake up around 2 a.m. and begin receiving the downloads. I automatically wrote them in my journal until sunrise. Then I would sleep a little bit more before the day's activities began. During that time, I wrote and I absorbed some of the info, but definitely not all. My plan was to get home, reread everything and integrate it fully. However, I wasn't home for 24 hours when my dog destroyed the journal into a million bits that were scattered all over my backyard. I was devastated. On one level, I knew it was meant to be, and on another level, I was crushed. I cried for hours, asking my dog and spirit, why? I haven't completely figured it out, but since then the information is returning in more palatable bits that allow for easier integration. My husband has been by my side for each of these events, the revelations and the understandings that have come in. He even graciously picked up the scraps of paper that were everywhere from the journal. So when I explained what I felt while he was clearing with the mapacho, he understood the call of the jungle. After Cozumel, he has been by my side, traveling with me to Honduras and soon to Belize to work with the Mayan ruins and pick up the ascension codes left behind. I answered his question about what home means to me. I told him that home is the place of no separation, of not having limited perception, a side effect of the human condition. Being home is walking fully in my purpose, my knowing, and trusting fully in that knowing and connection. To be here, fully here, no longer in resistance to all that I am, all that I was, and all that I will be. No longer the traumatized child, nor the insecure woman, but the grounded, grown, wise woman that knows who I am, my worth, my knowing, and my purpose. He listened to me with eyes glistening and grabbed my hands and began the opening prayer. He called the guardians, the jungle, the frog, and the Matsi tribe to assist me in my desire to come home within. The medicine was applied and I left my body, allowing it to go through the process, only reconnecting when it was time to purge. While I was away from the body, I received healing and understanding from the Mayan guides in another realm. Before I knew it, the ceremony was done, the medicine wiped off, and in many ways, the healing had just begun. I spent the next few hours lying in bed, physically shaking. Shaking after Kambo isn't new to me. It's how I let go of density, false programming stored in the body, and it shifts the nervous system, upgrading it. Usually those shakes last 30 minutes tops. Nothing like this. On a side note, most people I've seen or worked with do not shake after Kambo. It just seems to be the way I process. This was one of the strongest purges I have been through, as I kept my intention and attention on coming home within. This means letting go of what keeps me from being fully here. I was shown timelines, behaviors, misunderstandings, and fears. I would see them, work through them, shake uncontrollably, letting it go from my physical being, and then I would receive the deeper truths. I realized through this experience that this is where the first waivers are. We are coming home. We are each working through the resistance, the self-sabotage, the false expectations, and the false realities. We are coming home to our truth, our presence, and our purpose. We are bursting through the barriers that have kept us separate from all that is and all that we are. If this resonates, call yourself home. Ask to be shown what is blocking you. Ask to be shown what you are hiding from yourself and what you need to let go of. Ask to be shown the best path for you to walk yourself home and live this life to your fullest potential. Ask and then observe what you see, hear, feel, and dream over the next few weeks. We are receiving so much assistance now. We just have to ask for assistance and be willing to receive it no matter how it looks. Sometimes the assistance includes a massive trigger so that we can see deep-seated hidden programming. Everything is moving into alignment so that we can embody all that we are and be here fully. Now is the time. I hope that this transmission finds you well and helps you to dig deeper into yourself so that you can completely come home within. Sending you all lots of love. This message belongs to Jenny Schiltz and it was read for you by Adriana.